Hi everyone, welcome all, welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the Skilldojo Bootcamp. And I am very glad to have you all, guys. And this is me. I'm Prakarsh Pathak, and today we are going to learn JavaScript. JavaScript is something we have all heard. It's very common nowadays, right? If you just go to Twitter, or if you just go to YouTube, or if you just be anywhere, all you hear is JavaScript. I did that in JavaScript, hackathon in JavaScript, meetup in JavaScript. Everybody's putting up stories in JavaScript. Everybody's snap streaks are in JavaScript. Do you ever wonder and go back and see what is JavaScript? Like, why JavaScript? Can't we just do Python, or can't we just do C++? Why is the reason we are doing JavaScript? Should we do the JavaScript? Is it the market need, or like is it very required for us to learn JavaScript? So what do you think, and what do you feel that what is JavaScript, and how? And first of all, hi. So if you're here, just say hi. Hey, what's up? So if you say hi, and if you say like if you'll have a conversation with me, I will feel that you're there and you're watching me, and it's just not me sitting in a room speaking to myself. And like my parents think that this guy speaks to himself. But so I guess we are here for JavaScript, and many of us wonder like what is JavaScript and why JavaScript, right? Oh, yes. Okay, so many highs in one go. So love to have you guys. Love to have you over here. So today we are going to learn JavaScript, and now you must be wondering JavaScript in 3 days. So what the hell those engineers are actually studying in 4 years of life, and like 15 years giving up to one language? How do they do that if you can just learn it in 3 days? Can that happen? Mm. So in 3 days, I'm gonna give you the complete tool that how the language looks like, and how you can shift, or how it's for beginners. I'm gonna start for beginners. I'm not gonna go very deep into the complete mechanics, because I'm stating like for example, could you just tell me at from level beginner, intermediate to expert, what you are in development, and what do you feel like what you are in development? If you can just tell me in a second, and then we would get the ball rolling. Okay, so let's do that. So just tell me what you are, and then we'll understand the level of JavaScript I'm going to explain over here. So everybody saying hi, what's up? Excited. I am today. I'm really pumped. Okay, beginner, intermediate, beginner, expert people. I'll have a call with you in next go. So yes, so I see a lot more of beginners and beginners. Happy to have you over here. Let's do this beginning stuff, and let's start with JavaScript. So if you have prior experience with JavaScript, that is great. Let's revise that. But if you don't have any experience, if you don't experience in coding, you don't know what is coding. What is love? So similarly, if you don't know what is coding, let's learn coding today. Okay. So I'm gonna start with very basics. Actually, the complete syntax, and let's do that. And if you have anything to ask me, if you have anything to say, Prakash, do this or do that, or anything you have, you can always say, Prakash, I'm facing a problem in this, I'm facing a problem in that, and Prakash will always be there to help you. Okay, okay. Let me share my screen. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Okay, let us share screen. Okay, I guess I'm sharing the screen, right? The screen is small right now because it's meant to be. So JavaScript. I am a kind of guy who dances a lot, and I use toys a lot. So my mom is actually very much scared of how much toys I have. So today we are going to use bunch of toys to understand the basic concepts of programming. Okay, You must be wondering, going back to the basics? Yes, going back to the basics, because if the basics aren't clear, how will you be able to move to greater heights in life? Similarly, you need to know the basics very well. So I have few toys for you, and these toys would be very key in your life, because these toys are something which are going to make us remember, okay, here is a variable, here is a let function, here is a get function, here is this, here is that. So you will be able to understand. I have some few toys with me, and these toys are very example to understand what is a stack, how do we stack code, how code works, and all and all and all. Okay, so JavaScript. So there was a person, a very smart person. He thought that how can we think of making functioning of a website, like what, how can we make the functioning of a website so good and so tenacious and so like it should be connected to each other in a way that it works flawlessly. So go to any website out there you see, and you tell me, Prakash, I see a website over here, JavaScript is not there. So if you there are very less percent of websites today which don't use JavaScript. And for you to understand JavaScript, or for you to get to know JavaScript, let me show my screen. Okay, so today we are using ES6. Okay, so there was a time that we had ES5, and ES6 is a way. That's video sponsored by. No, video is not sponsored by Lego man, but it's sort of, yeah, cool man. So JavaScript is a scripting language that is staple for web development. Like, so any website you go and any website you see out there, it's made out of JavaScript. And how it's made of JavaScript, it tells you the functioning. You can have the style and sizes. For example, for example, today, oh shit, did I forget? Okay, so for example, just be. No, I didn't forget. So it gives the functioning. I didn't connect my tab over here, from which I generally draw. So for example, you see over here this card. Okay, this card. You can actually see how this card looks like. Let me go back. Okay, so can you see this card? Okay, so can you see this cart? You can see the color of the cart. You can see the wheels of the cart. You can see how this cart has been laid. It has a rectangle over here. It has circular wheels, right? But what does the functioning of the cart, how to make it happen, how to make it happen that the wheels should be in this place, so that the cart moves in the direction I really want to move. So let us go back to the point where our great Newton gave the point, Isaac Newton gave the point that something in motion stays in motion. But for this body to be in motion, it needs to be designed in a way. It needs to be designed in a way that the function of this cart is to move, right? What is dependent? So basically, for a website, the function of the website. Why JavaScript? We have smart people over here. I'll tell you, everything comes with time. So the function over here, for example, the rectangle and the circles can be done through HTML. Okay, the color of this card can be done by CSS. Okay, it can be changed into red, it can be changed into blue. But the functioning of the card, that whatever happens, like if I put the force over here and it would move in this direction, that particular direction and that particular movement, it is done by JavaScript. So take this as a website. This card is a website, and this card, moving this card, is basically a website functioning. So the function of the website, you have laid grounds over here, you just bought a block and everything, it's moving. But the function of the website is dependent upon JavaScript. Now this lesson is basically ES6. We had different versions, and for you to find out that there are different versions, I would tell you one thing. I would like, what I am basically fan of is this is the ECMA International, which takes care of this language, the way it has been written. and this is the one, like it was, you can just go to this website and you can check what kind of ECMAScript we are running right now. And ECMA International is basically, they are the person, those who are subjected to taking care of the development of JavaScript. So in a language, there is a way to write it, right? There is a way to write it, and you can just Google ECMAScript and you would be able to understand. Because I can tell you one thing today, but tomorrow what happens? There can be next thing. So I will recommend you two things. Today. So first of all, if you ever want to learn anything in life, I'll give you this uh, tutorial as well. So this is just make sure you save this, https.mozilla.org. I'll just give it in the end of the class too. This is the best documentation out there. This I can just go out and say this is the best documentation out there for JavaScript. And please don't just go through can you please exchange screens? Yeah, I just did. So just please don't go with any tutorial and think that this tutorial is Bible for us. Just go with the Bible itself. Just read this and you will be able to understand most of the things. All you need to do is refer to these videos and you would be able to easily understand. Okay. So is JavaScript easy to learn? It's the easiest language to learn, basically. It's the easiest language to learn. Believe me. I'm a Python person, but I feel JavaScript is like so yeah, you'll have actually fun in coding in JavaScript. Okay. So coming back to, hey, why it's not working? Yeah. Okay. So you need to understand how do we, let me jump to the topic. How do we, so I am going to use the VS, I'm going to use VS Code over here. So difference between Python and JS, this guy, it's like, I have a schedule to stick to. You can always ask me on my social handles. Okay, so I am going to stick to VS Code. Okay, and as you can see, there is already a script written over here, but don't worry about it because we are going to do it with very scratch. And you can let me open a very new window for you. So for you don't know for people who don't know what this is a code editor, a very famous code editor. You can just go out and download Visual Studio Code. Just Google download Visual Studio Code. You'll be able to download it and you'll be able to see this page. All you need to do is just install like you have to install the support for JavaScript and the languages which we are going to use. So like we are going to start with which year studying. So you need to do that. For example, if you have to, you can do with other code editors as well. We have many code editors. Some are, so this is a code editor. Okay, this is Atom. Atom is one of the code editors, and you can just check out Atom over there. So this is one of the most famous code editor, and this is very light, so you can use this if you're doing JavaScript. So these are very general based code editor. As you can see, you can use Sublime Text over there. So there are many in the market, but I would say I prefer Visual Studio Code, and for most of the time in life I have used WebStorm. WebStorm is one of the like it's a good code editor if you're doing stuff with like if you need good backend explaining, and if so WebStorm is also very good. So but it's paid, I guess. So I would say like Visual Studio Code is one of the best code editors out there. So just go download it and you will be easily able to maintain your code and contribute. So coming back to the topic, where were we? Running your JavaScript code. So the only problem I feel over here is the moment I go into the presentation mode. So you can tell me about like if the presentation mode is good or if the presentation mode is bad. I guess this is very much visible to you. So we will try to understand that how we would be able to execute the ES6 code, the ECMAScript 6 code in words and to a console. Okay, so what does this means? For example, if I type out, let me use a magnifier. It's very cold out there in north. I used to live in Bangalore, and now I'm up here in north. It's very cold out there. I'm feeling okay. So for example, if you have to create a new file, all you need to do is let me zoom in. File, new file. You have to click like that, okay? And if you have to save it, okay? So as you can see, so for me to type out the complete code would take too much time, and I really don't want to kill your time. So I have typed console.log hello world. Okay, so if you are beginner in coding, you know that to give an output on your console, or to generate an output over your console for your website to actually run and do something, you need specific keywords for that, right? You need specific keywords for that. For this, the specific keyword is console.log, and we are going to do more things on console.log. And all you need to do is you need to save this file. Okay, you need to save this file. Save as. I'm going to save this as script1. Okay, so you need to save this file. We are going to save this file. I hope I have not. Okay, yeah, I have already saved it. And as you see over there in VS Code, it takes. This is such an intelligent text editor that it goes on and it takes the code, and you're able to select the code in a way that you can just indent it, and you can just like it's a very intelligent code editor. And as you can see, the moment we just change it to a JavaScript file, it's reading it as a JavaScript file. You're able to see that how the colors have changed and how you will be able to indent and everything. We'll just go ahead and in the topic, and we'll be able to understand very easily. Okay, so you just saw that console.log bracket, double bracket. So remember, in any language, for example, if I do this dance, remember this dance. Okay, remember this dance. Whenever there is something which I need to put string inside it, what kind of dance should I do? I have to do this dance. So for example, if I do this dance like if I keep it in middle, and if I do this dance with this, so what is going to happen with this? This complete string. For example, this is a string. This is hello world Ramesh. So this is hello world Ramesh. I do this dance with it, and what happens? What do you think? What is going to happen? This complete thing is going to change into a string, which is going to be out there on the console, and which is going to get printed. Okay, so you can you use Notepad? Yeah, we can reach a place through cycle as well. So it's your choice. You can use a car, you can use a cycle, or you can use an airplane. It's up to you. So I guess moving on to the next part is, so could you just open your text editor right now, or code editor right now, and just type out console.log, and just type this code in your text editor and show me what is happening. I will wait for you. Console.log. Just open your VS Code, or just open Atom, and the way I have did it, just do it, and please save that file and try to run that file. It'll be a surprise for you. Done. I just waited for you. I hope you have typed out console.log bracket hello world, or you can do hello world sketchers something light up. So you can do anything, right? So just type it in your console and just save the file, and you know how to save the file. You can name it anything, and you can save it .js, right? Can you please do that? Just do that for me. Until then, I'm going to move on to the next part. Okay, so run that file. Light up. Yeah. So what does console.log does? You need to understand. If you're not able to, so for example, if you ran that file, can we use an online text editor? Yes, you can use an online text editor. Who stopped you? But see, whenever we are coding, or whenever we are developing something, I would recommend that use on your local machine, because you would be able to understand properly that why the file is being there. So for example, if you know how you need to write the original JS code, control.log console.log prints out that which is type in these parentheses. So as I have told you before, whatever is there in these parentheses, it basically gets there, and there is console.log with it. Let me use console.log, and let me use these parentheses as so. So this is basically console.log. Okay, this is console.log, and then we have this yellow block is the parenthesis, and this yellow block is the parenthesis, and this is parenthesis is what this is a parenthesis. Okay, remember what is this? Yeah. So this is a parenthesis. Okay, so console.log comes here, and then we have two parentheses over here, one here and one here, and something we have in the middle, which can be string or which can be another thing. Okay, so the moment we need to print out something, in Python. What used to happen if I used single parentheses, it actually printed it. We had a command called print, and it used to print it over there. But in JavaScript, we have console.log, and console.log, it actually reads whatever is in there, and it, after running, it just prints out what was in the parenthesis. Understood what is console.log over here doing? Understood? Yes or no? You can tell me. And I need a yes gang. I need a yes gang and a no gang, or both can be same. People who tell me yes and people who tell me no. So Kailash, Santosh, Priyanshu, Varun, and Vineet, you are my yes gang. Guys, I would need your support in doing this. Okay. So the moment you need to print out something, you remember console.log comes in. We have parenthesis one over here, and for example, then we have this red thingy in there, and then we have this other parenthesis over there. Okay, so you need to understand what console.log is doing over here. Console.log is actually taking whatever was inside the parenthesis, and it was showing it. It was printing that. Okay, understood? So this is basically what console.log does. We call text characters like hello world strings. So these are called, see, so whatever inside it. So the text characters are called strings. Okay, and you must use what kind of quotation marks, if you can understand. I would always recommend use double quotes. So if you say something like for example, if you have you were in class. Okay, you were in class, and the girl you have crush upon, or the guy you have crush upon, comes to you and say, hey, you're very smart, huh? So you would be like, why did she focus upon smart? Like, did she say like I am smart, or was it sarcastic? She focused upon it, right? So similarly, JavaScript is something you had crush upon, and that console.log comes over there and use this parenthesis and says, hey, hello world, focusing upon that particular string. So it focuses upon that particular string, and your brain goes, okay, smart, the word smart. So here in JavaScript, what is happening? They are using that hello world, and that is going to be being printed over there. Understood? Moving on to the next part. Why do we put semicolons? So I have around 3 villains in my life. That is like one like Ramesh, who is living on the 15th floor. He is one villain of my life. Then I have some old villain in my life, and then I have semicolons. Semicolons are something which every programmer really scares about if he forgets that particular semicolon anywhere. So each statement should end with a semicolon. In most cases, the code will function normally even without the semicolon, but it's good practice for clarity. So over here, if you don't use a semicolon, generally the code would run. But in many statements, or but in many other languages, semicolon is a key. Semicolon is like basically a sweet dish. In the end, in JavaScript, you can actually stand up and you can just not have the sweet dish. But it's always said, please do have the sweet dish, and please have it. Like it's like that. It's so important. And for fat people like me, it's super important how to comment out code. So what are you doing over here? What are you basically doing over here? You are commenting or you are chatting with me, right? Hey, Prakarsh, what's up? Hey. Right? How you are doing that? Any string you are writing, any character you're giving, that character is getting converted into something, and I could see that, right? This is live chatting which is going on. But the problem is that in code, people who comment on code are the best people ever. Understand that. People who comment on anything are the best people ever. So for you to understand that, or for you to make you understand, let me show you a set of code and let me show you how it is working. Oh, angry wire. Okay, so all you need to do is put double slash, boom, it's just get converted into a comment. Simple as that. So in like, if you have attended my HTML bootcamp, you would have understood what this is. So comment is something which we really need to put it over here for our friends to understand what sorcery we have done over our code. So we need to make them understand by what we are making. So if you make masala dosa, or if you make pav bhaji, or if you make anything, right? If you're making anything, but you have your friend as well who's working on the same project, and he's helping you to make that pav bhaji, or he's helping you to make sure that you have. This is a supreme problem here. Whenever I try to type, it just goes out to some other world. So when we are making pav bhaji, I'm like, added the salt. My keyboard is a bit loud. Added the salt. So now you would know that my friend Dheeraj has added the salt. I really don't need to add the salt. So you need to understand it, right? So this is the concept behind commenting the code. To make ideas clear. Okay, to make ideas clear. So to make ideas clear, you would add 2 slashes. Remember, what do we add? Comment. Easy as that. Such an easy language, man. Such an easy language. As you can see, writing 2 slashes at the start of the line, it makes a comment. This means ignored when the code runs. It's called commenting out the code. These comments are used to leave the notes and explain why. Okay, understood. Moving on to the next part of JavaScript with Prakarsh. Calculations. So you must be wondering, we already have a calculator. Why do we need to do calculations over JavaScript, right? Why do we need to do it? Do you think you are very fast at calculations? Like in my time, there were people who used to do abacus in my school, who used to do Vedic maths, and they are like, we are faster than calculator. But over there, we have JavaScript with us. We really don't need people who are faster than calculator. All we need to do is just write console.log, and we have to do things inside. Simple. Yeah, it's that easy. It's that easy. So for example, your friends come in, like, I can calculate at the speed of light. Okay. And you're like, okay, could you do that? And you would be like, okay, I'll do console.log, and I will do 11 into 11. So let's have something which is very hard. So first, let me explain you how the code works. So you can use integers in programming too. Unlike strings, you don't need to quote them. So you don't need to quote them. You don't need to put them in parentheses, or you don't need to put them in specifically. We remember these yellows. Okay, so you don't need to put them in this. All you need to do is just put them as what we say, raw. Console.log is over here, and we put this with it, and any calculation and anything can be done through this. Okay, so for example, let's see how good you are at your calculation. Okay, okay. What do you think this would do? Console.log.11 into 11 into 11. What do you think it's gonna print? And could you tell the answer without using calculator? So over here, if you need to do any calculation, or for Why it's not working? Yeah. So for over here, if you need to do, the moment I type something, it's 11 console.log 11 into 11. Somebody comes into you and says I can calculate faster than you, and you're like tuck 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 console.log, and you could just code out anything you want. Okay. So the moment I'm typing, it just goes out there, and this is very irritating for me. So, but you understand over here what I'm trying to explain it to you. The moment you need to do any kind of miracle calculation, if you need to do any kind of miracle calculation, you need to focus upon. So, for example, if you have to do addition, I'm not I'm not actually typing it out because it saves a lot of time. But you really need to understand the where if you have saved console.log, and all you need to do is put these integers inside. It's basically a calculator. It's calculating on its own. And the moment we put parentheses inside it, what do you think happens? What do you think is going to happen? This is 4 plus 5. Okay, imagine this is 4 plus 5. Console.log is over here. Hey guys, what's up? Let's print you. And you're like, okay, but we are in parentheses. So the parentheses are like, buddy, you have to go the way you are. I accept you as the way you are. I'm not going to change you. I accept you. So it's like, okay, console.log is okay. I'm going to print 4.5. That's how it's going to look like. Okay. So just try it out. Just try the calculation out yourself. It's a very simple thing to do. Just go out there, put this in the put this on the code, and just check out on the console what is happening. Okay. Let me move on to the next part, which is strings and integers. I think we have already done it. I think you know it. Let's see what happens. 1331. Yeah, smart people, if you have not used the calculator. So strings and integer, as I have already told you, it's basically like your true loved one. They don't want you to change. The moment these parentheses comes in the game, they're like, I love the way you are, and let's not change whatever happens. For example, this is an integer which is 4 plus 5, and we have parentheses. What is happening over there? Console.log is over here to print it, to push it, to make it Simran. So it's taking Simran to the station, and they want the station to be like, if you know what a DDLJ reference is. This is like Babuji, and Babuji is telling Simran to go, but this is the Raj over here, and which is not making it change, which is not making Simran change, and she's like, okay, I accept you the way you are. So this is how parenthesis works, and this is how integer works. While over there, I think if you have watched Hitched or Partner, those were the movies in which the second partner changed, and they were like console.log was over here, and we had the change partner over here. So they changed and transfused into something else. For example, take this example. This is 4 and this is 5. Okay, this is 4 and this is 5. 4 plus 5 would actually look like this. But if you have the strings 4 and 5, it's gonna go like this. Okay, so understand, make the movie reference DDLJ and Hitched, or they want a partner, partner, that movie. So and if you don't get my movie references, watch more movies. Multiplication and division. So multiplication and division, it's a common thing. We are multiplying and dividing. Some are dividing our states, and we are multiplying in numbers. This is what is going on in India. But we are here to understand what is multiplication and division in JavaScript. How do we do that? Let's learn calculation besides addition and subtraction. As you can always see, the asterisk. If you know different languages, cool. If you don't know, what is going on, so if you need to make a multiplication, all you need to focus upon is this asterisk. This is multiplication, and over here it is division. Yes, gang, understood? No, yes, no, yes, no. Anything in the English. So yeah, if you paid the dumb charas. So multiplication and division, it's the same. It's the same. Nothing is changing. For example, if I want this to be multiplication, or if I want this to be division, you can see it over here. You can see it over here, as you can see that how multiplication and division is working. Okay. So all you need to do is just put this asterisk sign, and all you need to do is put this one slash. Done. Simple as that. I guess you know that. That's very simple thing to understand. Moving on to the next part. Moving on to the next part. What is the next part? Remainders. What are remainders? Remainder. What is a remainder, yeah? Do you even remember what is a remainder? Like, I can you please run the code and show? Surely I can run the code and show you. I am going to use the pet. Give me a second. Well, I guess I have to put a problem over here for you guys. There is a reason we are, I guess, yes, we are just on that problem. Okay. So I have to tell you what is a remainder. Remainder is something which just gets left out. For example, if I am able to divide this thing from this. Okay. Can you divide 3 by 2? No, you just can't. Or can you? What will be the output of 5 plus 2? What do you think is going to be output of? Let me tell you, there is an operation which is happening over 5, but there is no operation which is happening with 2. It's only using that part. So Suman, you need to understand, for example, if I put parenthesis, so whatever was there in that parenthesis, it gets printed, and what is not there in that parenthesis, what do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think that only that integers comes out? And remainders over there, if you have to check a remainder, okay, you need to understand what a remainder is and what kind of sign do we use for remainder. For example, if I'm dividing something, there is always a remainder to it, and that remainder can be 0, and that remainder moves out in a way 0 1 2 3. It can be anything. It can be anything if you're dividing a number, or if you're dividing multiple numbers. And for you to divide something, or for you to basically divide something, you need to use the percentage symbol. So yes, you have to use the percentage symbol to divide. And where it is, yeah. So the moment I have not shown you how console runs and why it doesn't, I guess you are on par with me. Have you written the code what I have written so far? So over here, when we were multiplying, all we needed to do was write 8 into 4. When we were dividing, all we needed to do is to write a slash. And when we are getting a remainder out of something, what do you feel? What happens when we write 7 percentage 2? What do you feel should be the output of this specific thing? And till then, I have a code for you. It's a test in this class, so you have to run it and you have to share the screenshot with me right here, right now, and I'll tell you how. So, okay, huh? So till here you have understood, right? You have understood over what are the remainders. Okay, you know what are the remainders. If you have not understand what are the remainders, what it does, it basically takes out the part. For example, 7 percentage 2, 7 percentage 2, or 6 6, I guess where it is, 9 percentage 2. It gives it a remainder of 1. There is a remainder of 1. So this percentage symbol, what the percentage symbol is doing, it's printing out the remainder. Now it's a live homework for you. I guess there are many classes people just don't do what they are told to do. So this is very specific. We are going to move to a next slide. There would be a slide shown to you. That is not the homework. You have to do it right away in front of me. What do you have to do it? You have to combine two strings together. So that is a live classwork for you. So what you need to do is you have to take two strings. I guess you know how to do it. I guess if you read the slide carefully, you will know that what is happening. Hi Aman, what's up? I guess pretty late. So you have to concatenate. You have to make sure that you make two strings together. How you are going to do it? So what you need to do is you need to take your text editor, and you need to write a code. You need to write a code for me, and you need to show me that how that specific code is going to run. So right now, open your text editor, open your code editor. If you're using a Mac, I guess you have to do the same. And then when you're able to do that, whenever you have the answer with you, whenever you have write the answer over here, okay, just don't type this, okay, you have to write the answer over here. And then the moment you do it, use the following platforms. Just open a function which is called snip. Use the snipping tool, or in Mac there is a way you can actually screenshot it. Screenshot that particular homework and share it, or you could just share it, like you can basically make a tweet out of it. Let me show you how to make a tweet out of it. As you can see, you can just give me that. You can just paste it, okay, console.log, and what is the answer with it. And you have to do it with your name. So you have to take your first name and you have to take your last name. You have to concatenate it, and you have to show me right now. If you need to tag me, my profile is at the rate Prakarsh Pathak at the rate Prakarsh Pathak 0. All you need to do is tag me and tag Skillenza, and we would be able to do it. So those who are writing answer in the comment, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? And you need to write your name. All you need to do is just concatenate. Very simple thing to do. And you have to. Video is lagging. Is my video lagging? Is my video lagging? I guess it's not lagging yet. So you can just go and you can just tag me, and you can just tag Skillenza at the rate Skillenza. Okay, so you can just tag these two platforms on LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn as well. You can tag me on LinkedIn as well, or you can tag me on Facebook, or you can tag me on Twitter. Twitter is something which I would have preferred, and I would request you all to make a Twitter account, because it's a beautiful. It has a beautiful JavaScript community. Believe me. Anywhere you go, what kind of libraries they have, or what kind of things they have been using, it's very beautiful. That's not able to switch. So the Twitter dev community is super beautiful, and all you need to do is these are, oh yay, hey smart guy. So it's a very beautiful community, and all you need to understand is that it has been growing for so long, and there are many things you can just easily solve out. And there is one more thing I am going to suggest, which comes out later, but it's cool. So if you have any doubts or anything in your life in code, this is one of the most famous websites out there, which is Stack Overflow, which we generally use for doubts out there. So you can just log into this website, and you can really use it for your doubts or anything. Generally, people have asked, sir, React.js is easy. I just told you, React is one of the easiest language out there. All you need to do is just jump to the language, okay? So I guess people who have started with the homework, just do that, and then we are going to jump on to the live code. So tomorrow, what we are going to do is we are going to take a website. We are going to break down the JS code. Until today, we have only this homework. All you need to do is just combine those things and give it to me. Okay. Your Twitter ID, I'll just give you over here. I guess you have my Twitter ID, and I guess you know how to run it. So for example, brownie points to those people who just don't give me the code, who actually run it in a console. As Nandita asked me to run the code, sir, suggest me some projects using JS. Create Instagram, create Twitter. Simple. It's so easy to do it. All you need to do is just come down and do it. Let me show you what I've been creating in JS. I'll not show my screen for a second. And like one of the projects I have been working upon, just folder TS LD. Okay. This is something I have itself. Okay. I am still working on it. So I'll just give you a very small idea that how this is working and how we have done it. So this is a very small app which I'm making for my own good, and this is something I would use it like this. If I give you an idea, I'm not going to give my idea over here, but I'm showing you the code. Don't screenshot it, but I'm still showing you the code. So as you can see how I have given the JavaScript code over here, and you can easily do it on your own. This is basically like this is vanilla JS what I have used, and to some part I am trying to use React with it as well. So this is something you would be able to create easily. You would be able to come out to easily. I will tell you personally that I was a Python person. I for my half engineering, I didn't knew how to code, but then I had a sense of code, and then I started coding, and it gave me a sense. It gave me a sense of poetry. Gave me a sense of life. Believe me. So you can just start today by just concatenating these two strings. You don't know what you are really actually starting. I have many stories. I have many friends who I taught Python and who have been placed today. So I feel good when I tell those stories, and I feel very blessed to know them and they to know me. So let's start today and let's concatenate the world out there. Let's do it. Why do we use vanilla JS? It'll come with time. It'll come with time. These kind of question will actually vary off when you'll just go and you'll just learn more and more. So till today, all you need to do is this, and there would be a small test on Skillenza's activity what you have registered upon. Okay, there would be a very small test, a small MCQ test, because we need to make sure that you get the certification. Thank you, Ganesh. So see you tomorrow. And if there is anything to ask me, you can always ask me on Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or anything. You can reach out to me. I'm always here to answer your questions. Good night, everyone.